Assalamu alaikum everyone. As you know, today we are having economics class and I'm your teacher Muhammad Shahroz. So today we are going to start with the revision lessons again so that we have very much better grip on the subject. Okay students, today I'm going to start our very second revision lesson of economics for all of you. As in a previous class we have done with the money, now today we are going to discuss about the banks. And we have done this chapter, this topic in very detail with me in the face-to-face classes. Yes, if you remember that in the face-to-face classes, I have started this chapter in very much detail. Okay, so today I'm going to just give you a very precise introduction about this, and then you have to read it from your books, and then you have to solve the worksheet accordingly. Okay, so starting with the banks, we are very much familiar with this institution as our school fee. You have to pay it into the bank account of the school. Yes, so if we analyze it very precisely, so we can come to the conclusion that a bank is any financial institution licensed to receive deposits and make loans. So we can say that banks are any financial institutions licensed to accept deposits and advance loans. Yes, so the if we have to analyze the two functions of the bank, so in a simple word we can say that a bank accept deposits and lend money. So bank, what is done by the bank? Yes, it accepts deposits, yes, and lend money Okay, so we are having a question in everyone's mind that every bank can lend money or accept deposits. Now, there are basically two types of the banks in an economy. How many types of the banks are there? Yes, we are having two types of the banks in an economy. The very first one is the commercial bank, and the second one is the central bank or the state bank or the state bank. Yes, so now everyone is having a question that what is the difference between the commercial bank or the state bank or the central bank? Yes, so if we talk about the commercial banks, these can be owned by the general, or we can say owned by the private individuals. Okay, and do the activities of lending and accepting deposit for general public, Okay, but if we talk about the central bank or the state bank, so these banks are owned by the state. Yes, and the central bank do not deal with the general public. The central bank deals with the government as well as the other commercial banks. So we can say that the central bank can do the lending activities or the accepting deposit activities for the commercial bank as well as the government. So working for government or commercial banks. Okay. So in an economy, there can be many numbers of commercial banks, but in an economy there is only one central bank, or the state bank. If we go or if we do analyzation around us, we are having a different sort of banks in our city. Like we are having the UBL, we are having the ABL, HBL, Mizan, Summit Bank, we are having a Standard Chartered Bank here, we are having the JS Bank, much more. So such banks are the commercial banks, and they can also be private banks or the government banks. Some commercial banks are also owned by your provincial government, like Bank of Punjab. This is owned by our provincial government of the Punjab. The Bank of Khyber, this is owned by the provincial government of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. If we talk about the Bank of the Sindh, it's owned by the provincial government of the Sindh. Okay, so if we have to take the example of the central bank, so we are having the State Bank of Pakistan, which is the Central Bank of Pakistan. Yes, we can have many branches of that bank in the different cities, like in Sialkot at Kachahi Road. We also have the branch of the State Bank, but the State Bank is the only one bank in the economy. There is no more than one state bank in an economy. Okay, I think you are very much clear about this. So as we are discussing the banks today, and we have discussed about the two different types of the banks, so today we are going to start with the commercial banks. So the commercial banks functions are the following. The commercial banks usually perform three different sort of the functions. The very first, then the second, then the third. If we talk about the very first function of the commercial bank, it accepts deposits. Then the second function of the commercial bank is to advance loan. Okay, and then the third function of the commercial bank is to make payments. Okay, so how many functions of commercial banks are there? Yes, there are three main functions of the commercial bank: accept deposits, advance loans, to make payments. But there are some other functions as well, which can be performed by the commercial bank in a country. Yes, so we have discussed these functions in detail in our class. Yes, so as we are discussing the commercial banks, so these commercial banks also have different names in the economy. They are known as the joint stock bank, joint stock bank. They are also known as the high street bank, okay, and they are also known as the retail banks, okay. So starting with the very first function of the commercial bank, it is the acceptance of the deposits. So the commercial banks are having two ways to accept deposits. The very first way in the form of current accounts, or the time accounts. Okay. Let me start with the current accounts. So they are also known as the demand accounts. The current accounts are also known as the demand accounts. Yes? And if we talk about the time accounts, they are also known as the saving accounts. The saving accounts. What is the difference between the current account and the time accounts? You are very much familiar, yes? So in a current account, you can withdraw any amount of money from your account at any time. Yes. But in a times account or the saving accounts, you have to give a prior notice before the withdrawal of the money from your account. Yes, so withdraw money at any time. Yes, and if we talk about the time accounts, you have to give notice to bank before withdrawal. Okay. So that's why the bank pay no interest on the current account. Bank pay no interest on the current account, but bank are going to pay us the interest on the saving accounts or the time account. So these are two differences which helps us to distinguish between the current accounts and the saving accounts. Yes. Now, if we talk about the advancement of the loans, so bank can issue loans in two ways. Usually, overdraft, mortgage and overdraft. What is meant by the bank overdraft? That you can overdraw extra amount of money at a prescribed limit from your account. For instance, I have taken the overdraft facility from my bank up to 1 lakh rupees. Now I can withdraw 100,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees from my bank account without having a single penny in my account. For instance, I have to make a payment of the 9 lakh rupees and I am having just 8 lakh rupees in my bank account. As I have taken the facility of overdraft of 1 lakh rupee, now I can draw a check of 9 lakh rupees and bank will pay a 1 lakh rupees extra on my behalf as the bank has provided me the overdraft facility. But if we talk about the mortgage loans, so usually the bank can advance loans to us by taking any surety. Usually when the surety is taken in the form of any property, like the registry of the property is taken by the firm, by the banks as a surety that you will going to return the loan, this is known as the mortgage. Yes. So for advancement of the loan, when the bank take any surety to advance loans, such as known as the collateral loans. Collateral loans, usually to the biggest firms, just by seeing their accounts, their bank statements or their financial record, bank grant them the loans. Usually collateral loans are given to the small businesses. Okay, the bank also do some payments on our behalf. Like if I directed my bank to pay the fee of my students, my insurance come to the premium of my insurance to the insurance company. The bank is going to pay that premium, that school fee at every regular interval. So the bank is making a payment on my behalf. Okay. So in the other functions of the bank can issue the traveler's check. Yes, the bank do collection for me. The bank can discount my bills. Okay, so there are many more functions of the commercial bank. As this is the revision class, so I'm not going to tell you in your detail, as you are very much familiar with this topic. So you have to analyze these functions in detail from your notebooks or from the previous record which we have made in the class as well. Okay, so this is done for today.